Hello everyone and welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. Today it's actually Halloween and we've had a busy morning at preschool with all the little ones dressed up and having fun, and it'll very soon be trick-or-treat time. So I'm trying to get the video done before the doorbell starts ringing with little trick-or-treaters. And as you know, this week I'm using the Snowflake sentiments set, the stamps and also the dies. Now, I bought this last year as a bundle, but I didn't actually use it last year at all. And this year it's still in the catalogue. You can't buy it as a bundle anymore for 10% off, but it is such a pretty set. I think I need to use it more. And the card we're going to make has the long die with the snowflakes on, right on the edge. So we're going to start with a piece of the balmy blue, and we need it to be just an ordinary card size. So it's 11 by 4 1/4 and it's scored at 5 1/2, just to make this little flap on here. And this is a full card, just that I've chopped a little bit of it off by doing the little snowflakes here. Now let me just get the other one. So I just want to show you. Once the card has been through this die cut, it's very, very flimsy and really easy just to break. I've broken this one and then in my wisdom of trying to get all the little pieces out, I've actually broken it here as well. But you won't tell with that because there'll be a piece going over it. So what I did to measure up and make the little snowflake part was I put my card on the very edge of my grid paper. I'll do it in the middle here though, so that you can see a little better. So I've put the fold along the middle here, and I just put a little tiny bit of washi tape on my big die, and I just sort of, with trial and error, I just moved it to where I wanted my snowflakes to be. And I think it worked out it was 2 1/4 across. Let me just check over here, because my head's not doing math right now. It's at 2 1/2. So this line is at 2 1/2 and this line is at 2 1/2. And I just put a little piece of washi tape on. And then I put it through the Big Shot and I ran it through 2 or 3 times. And before I took the die off, I used my little brush and the mat that it comes with and just ran it up and down to try and get some of the little pieces out. But I was a little bit vigorous, and that's how I ended up tearing the little piece. So just be gentle with it. Then I just took off the washi tape, take it off slowly so that it doesn't tear your card. And then any little bits that were left, you can use your paper piercer or your pokey tool and or the pickup tool, and just press out the little tiny pieces. I never seem to be able to get all the bits out on these very lacy, intricate dies, but they do look pretty when they're done. Okay, and then I just folded the card, and you'll see that, let me find a little piece of white to show you. It doesn't go right to the edge, but nearly. And then I've cut a white piece that's 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm just going to glue that into the middle. Seems strange to be doing snowflake cards when we haven't got any snow here yet. We've had some, but we're waiting for the next lot any day now. Okay, there we are. So you see, when it's closed, the little snowflakes will just sort of be on the white and you'll be able to see them a little bit easier. Then I've cut some 1/2-inch strips of silver foil, and I'm just going to put it right on the edge here. Not that one, this one. I'm just going to put it right on the edge like this. But I'm going to be a little bit sparing with the glue because I don't want it to go through. So I'm using tape, because that way I know it won't squish through. And I'm just going to open it and try and line up where I put my silver foil. It doesn't matter if it goes over the edge because we'll be trimming it off anyway. So I'm just going to try and get it so that it's nice and level all across. There we go. Perfect. If you wanted to put a piece on the inside, that looks really pretty too. See, so that when you open the card, you've got that, and I'm actually going to put that piece on. But it's not one you have to do. And if you didn't want to use silver foil, you could use a glitter paper, or you could use like a coordinating card colour, maybe like the Night of Navy, or even a piece of DSP. Okay, and then I'm just going to line this up again, like that. And then with my paper snips, I'm just going to cut the edges off so that it's nice and straight. Yep, that one is. And it just gives a little stability to the front of the card as well, so that this lacy piece isn't flapping along on its own and falling apart. Okay, so there we are. Now next, I wanted to do silver embossing, but I decided that I might use this for a Stamper Stack card, and we haven't got time at Stamper Stack to do lots of embossing. So I went with my smoky slate, and you can choose any of the sentiments. I actually chose the Merry Christmas from Our Family to Yours one, but any of them work beautifully on this card. So what I need to do is just stamp in the grey on the smoky slate. Get a little piece of card. Here we go. Okay, and then because I'm going to cut it out on the big shot, it doesn't matter if it's not brilliantly straight or anything. And that's all we need that for. And then what I did was I got my ovals out, and I found the size that fitted best over the writing, and I wanted to use a stitched oval. So I took the stitched oval, thought, yeah, that's a really nice size for that. And then I looked at my scallops, and no, that one doesn't fit. Let me put that underneath so you can see. But that one I liked a lot because I didn't want an awful lot of silver around it. I only wanted a tiny border, and that one just fitted best. So whichever sentiment you use, just take out your scallops or your circles or even your punches and work out which size is best for you. And then I just ran this through the big shot, and this is what I ended up with. The Merry Christmas from Our Family to Yours, and the tiny little silver for the back. I'm just going to attach those two, and then I'm going to show you what I did for the rest of the decoration. There we go. Now, I wanted to use some snowflakes that would blend in and be the same colour here. And I could have done it with my Versamark, but I thought I'd try and do it with these little snowflake dies. There are two different sizes. One's just a bit smaller than the other, but I wanted to use some of each. So what I did was I cut a piece of the Balmy Blue, and I used a piece of our adhesive sheet, and I stuck the adhesive sheet just onto the Balmy Blue and left the backing on, and then ran this through the big shot with the shapes that I wanted. And I didn't mind that some of the snowflakes were only half a snowflake because I'm going to put those on the edge. So, and by having the adhesive on the back, it just makes it easier to stick them on because they're a little bit delicate, and your Tombow glue, I didn't want it to sort of squash out and be visible everywhere and little bits of sticky. So now that I've got these, I know they've got the adhesive on the back, and I'm hoping that it's fairly easy to take them off. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to put them over on this side, so it's just a little bit raised. It almost looks like it's embossed. use some of the little half pieces as well. And just going to put them on in a random pattern. It just adds a little bit to the card, makes it look like you've embossed it, or it's sort of a little bit of 3D. And you don't need too many. See if I've got any more little tiny bits. Nope. Okay. Let's take the adhesive off this one. Pop that just here. I could do with just another little tiny piece. I'm sure I cut more than that, but I don't see where they are. But that's okay, not a problem. I'll maybe cut some more little bits later and just put one up here. How many did I cut? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've only got 4 there, so they're hiding on me. Oh. Disappeared, but that's okay. As I say, I'll cut a few more later and we'll put some more on. Okay, now in the middle, oh, there they are, look. just underneath my paper. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one in half and I'm going to put it up at the top. Take the adhesive off. Let's see, let's put it up, just up here on the edge. There, okay. And I'm going to save this one, I'm going to pop it inside. And I also cut a little swirl from the same dies. So I thought I might like that just inside and a snowflake as well. But actually, I like just the snowflake. So let's go with that. Poke that little middle piece out. There we go. You could do some more stamping in there, even stamp more of the snowflakes, like the matching snowflakes you could stamp in, or more of the writing. Okay. Now, let's find our little sentiment that we did. And this is going to stick just across the middle, like this, okay? But you don't need to have any adhesive on this half. So I'm only going to put adhesive on the back of this half. You know what would look nice is just another little piece of the balmy blue on top of there. Let me cut another piece. I know the silver was 1/2 inch, so let's try cutting maybe just 1/4 inch. Line it up on here. It's only a small piece, so it means I've got to either hold it or put washi tape on or something. Let's see how that looks. It doesn't look very good because it didn't cut all the way through. Let's try again with a bigger piece. Let's use this. So I'm going to try 1/4 inch. That's better. What does that look like just on the top? Oh, it makes it look like a little ribbon. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. You see, whenever I think, oh, I've got a card all sorted, that's how it's going to be, and then I change my mind halfway through. I'm sure everybody does though. Can't just be me. Okay. There we go. And then let's put this on. Remember, we're only going to put adhesive at that half. And I'm going to put another blue strip on there. And let me cut another little piece. So I like that ribbon sort of effect. So line it up 1/4 inch again. And a little bit of glue. I know everybody's getting ready to go to on stage now. If you're going, have a wonderful time. I'm not going to the big one, unfortunately. I went to the one in April, but really I would have loved to have gone to this one, but it wasn't to be for me this year. Okay. Maybe next year. And I'll certainly try and go to the local one in April. Now that's not going to glue on there. Oh, it's going to be one of those days. Put that there. And then just with my finger I'm going to rub over so that any of the spare adhesive disappears and isn't sticky. And then I'll use this little eraser as well. This is good at getting into the very edges. Oops. There we go. And there we go. Let's just stick that back on there. So, oh yeah, I think that's a pretty little card and nice just to have the little lacy effect as well. So I hope you enjoyed that one and you'll give it a go. And just be careful when you're cutting out this large piece. Thanks ever so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.